Okay, let's continue. The next problem is the problem 2, which was also simplifying problem. Almost same kind of problem as the number 1, but there are these parentheses here, and that makes usually some mistakes when these are calculated. Simplify that kind of expression. There are x, y, and z letters there in that expression. 8x minus 2y plus 3z minus 79% could do this correctly in first time. Well, we have this parenthesis, the 2 parentheses here there. What do you do? They should be taken away, but how do we take them away? Actually, here is almost the same situation as here was this minus sign in front of letter B, and we noticed that minus means actually -1, so there is a factor in front of this B, -1. This is -1 times B, and here we may think also with the same way. This minus here means -1, so this sentence here, or this expression here, is multiplied by -1, and here also there is minus sign there, so all these are multiplied by -1. So what happens when you multiply with -1? For example, if you have a number 7 and you multiply it with -1, what comes to result? Yeah, so yeah, and if you have number -8 and you multiply that with -1, what comes? Plus, yeah. The sign changes if you multiply with number with sign minus. Negative number. If you multiply with negative number, you have to change the sign. So actually, when we are written this expression again, these first 3 parts here stays, but here where we have minus sign in front of these parentheses, or sulut in Finnish, we have to change those signs. So here we at first we had +3 and -2, so we have to write here -3 and +2. Did I say it wrong? Here plus and minus, they turn to minus and plus. And here we have signs inside of these parentheses, plus, minus, plus, and they turn to minus, plus, minus. So this was actually the hardest part of this problem. Usually in this kind of problem, the most errors come in the end of this expression. You may remember rules correctly. You know that you have to change the signs, and you go through. You write here -3x plus 2z minus 4z plus y but then your you lose your what is it, concentration, and you may make error here. So if you can't get the right answer, and you know what is the right answer, and you can find where is the error, mostly it is advisable to try to find the error from the end of these sentences. The most errors come here or happen here. Also, I have that problem. You have to be very careful to the end of the calculation or end of the line. And then we have thing where sentence or expression where we have 3 letters in Finnish: x, y, z, x, y, z, x, y, z. How do you say? Z. Yeah. Yeah. I don't use these. I don't speak English so much. These letters are. I have forgotten how to pronounce them in English. I noticed that there are these 3 letters. I write this like this, as I did here. I only had this B letter there, so I put these parentheses there and then B in the end of the parentheses. And here I do the same thing. I don't care what comes inside here right now, but I only write those parentheses and x, then plus, again parentheses, and y plus parentheses and z. And now I have had this kind of format or form where I can put those factors in front of those letters in this earlier expression. Many times helps if you have color pens, so you may find that here are x and here also and here. So I take those numbers there in front of those x's. There are 8 and -3 and.
I have to be questions. I don't remember. How do you know that there is x plus and then again y?
I don't actually know it yet, but the sign comes from the sentence in this inside these parentheses.
Yeah, okay.
It may be plus or minus, but we know it after we have calculated it. But in this stage we have to put plus here. That was a very good question. 8 -3 and -2. And then we have y letters, y letters. I will put this kind of sign there. There is y, and here is y or y. And what do I write inside of these parentheses?
-2 plus 1 plus 1.
Yeah. Yeah. -2 plus 1. -2 plus 1. I write here note. You notice that there are plus 1, the factor in front of y here. And those which are left are all sentences which contain the letter Z. So there are 3 plus 2 minus 4. And then we may calculate these sentences. 8 minus 5 equals 3x. And here we have this situation that we get -1 here, -2 + 1. It is -1, so it will be, I write it 1 here. Actually it is not necessary to write this 1 here, but in this time it is maybe better that to write it there. And then we have +5 - 4, so it is only 1 plus. In my opinion, this is okay result of this problem, but mostly these 1 numbers are not written, so it is maybe more simple form without those ones, only like this. Every time if you have something to ask here in lesson or via email or WhatsApp. So I will help you to understand.
Maybe some important point to help the guys. The plus sign outside of the parentheses does not affect the sign inside, but minus sign does affect it.
Yes, that is a good point. Yes. Many times when you somehow learn that minus sign changes the signs inside of parentheses, you forgot that it happens only when there is this minus sign. For example, if you had this here plus sign, this plus sign means +1. If you multiply with 1 + 1, numbers are not changed at all. So if here were plus and the parentheses here, these parentheses are not necessary. You may take just away. It is correct to do that. So sign changes are happening only when there are minus in front of those parentheses. Here you have this plus sign. I put it in first place here, but here actually came -1, and then we have +1 times -1, and it becomes -1, and that's why there is this -1. And here there was plus sign in front of this parenthesis, and here this was +1, so there was +1 or +1 times +1, so it became +1 or stayed +1. The next problem is problem 14. This is maybe the easiest problem in the whole test, so they are not in the order of easiness or hardness. 14. Simplify the expression, and there are 2 fractions, and there is this division mark inside between them. 3 divided by 14 divided by 9 divided by 7. This was made correctly 57%. So in this problem quite many students got half points, and it's because that probably they had not they had calculated it correctly, simplified it correctly, but not to the end. was a possibility to cancel something out from that answer, and I think that's why this percentage is quite low. So many didn't remember to simplify that answer to the end. How do you do this? There are many ways, but how have you done this?
Change to instead of divide and x, we change it to multiply.
Yeah, and okay, let's take that. 3 divided by 14, and we change this division mark to multiplication mark or multiplication sign. And what else do we do?
And when it becomes multiplication, the places change, dividend and divisor change.
Yeah. So if we change here the division mark to multiplication mark, we have to change also the order of these two numbers here, so it becomes inverse. 9 divided by 7 becomes 7 divided by 9. Let's put it like this. And if we have this kind of multiplication between fractions, by the way, the word fraction in Finnish it is murtoluku. Luku means this is number, and murto means breaking. How is break? Is it to cut in half? Is it breaking in English? And how do you write that word? I think it's break. So it means something like, you may think that you have 3 divided by 14. This number 3 is has been breaked in parts or fractions, as it said in English and in many other languages also. Murtoluku. This is murtoluku. Two whole numbers divided by each other is murtoluku in Finnish. And after this, we may cancel. There are numbers. There are, for example, here is 7 and here is 14. This 14 is 2 times 7. So we may. I'll put it like this: 1 division line and 3 times 7. This is not necessary, but I want to point that these multiplications you may do with top parts, between top parts and between bottom parts. So 3 times 7 and 14 times 9. And here we see that there are 7 and 14. We may cancel 7 here away, and here it becomes 2. We divide both with 7. And then easier one is that 3 and 9. 9 is 3 times 3, so we may also divide by 3. Here comes 1 and here comes 3. So after this and this part is not necessary, but to be clear, there stays 1 times 1 in top part and 2 times 3 in bottom part. So final answer is 1 divided by 6. Do you have any other ways to solve this without doing this kind of thing?
Yeah, you can put dividends below the one. So
Yes, yes.
So 3.14, and you have a long one and 9/7. Then you can go from that way. If you
Yeah.
just don't want to convert it,
Yeah, yeah,
and you multiply the outside and inside of it.
yeah, yeah. Yes, it is possible, but it is quite nasty
Kind of
looking.
a
Yeah,
little
yeah,
more
yeah,
advanced way.
yeah, yeah. Do we have other ways?
So should we formally the fraction with the decimals?
Yes, it is possible, but in this test it is not needed. It's okay, but if you start with this, what other ways you have to solve this without doing this? Actually, you may see it in this stage. What has happened?
We can multiply the bottom numbers with like 14 with 7 and 7 with 14.
Sorry, how did you say?
I don't know it. Like I don't remember what they call it, but we can do it like
Cross multiply.
yeah.
Cross multiply.
Yeah, cross multiply. Yes, that's the thing. So it means that for example, if you watch this here, there is 3 times 7 in top part and 14 times 9 in bottom part. So actually, this 3 times 7 it comes from this 3 times 7, and this 14 times 9 comes from this 14 times 9. This is quite or cross multiplying in Finnish it is called ristiin kertominen. No, well, cross means risti in Finnish. Risti. This cross multiplying, the name, you may think that it comes from the way you are solving this. So many times I put this kind of some kind of cross here, this kind of two arrows with 2 ends like this, and with this sign I tell that in the next line I have been cross multiplying. How to remember which multiplying comes first? You have 2 possibilities: 3 times 7 or 14 times 9. I don't know. Most of you read books in your own language, probably in different way as here in Western countries. But for me, it is easy to remember that when I start to read this kind of text, I start from the top left, and I read. I end up to actually here in the end of the page. I end to bottom right. So the direction is from this point to this point. So this is the usual way to read in Western countries. So this multiplication comes first, 3 times 7, and then 14 times 9, as you see here. This is quick way to, 3 times 7, 14 times 9. And it continues with the same way as we did here. Yes. I think I will end today my lesson to this point. But in the Moodle you have some problems which concern these four exercises we have had. Number 1 and then number 2, 14 and 17. Or the order is not. Order is probably 1, 17. I think I made in the same order. In Moodle there are some practice series, and you may choose there those problems numbered with this number 1, 17, 2 and 14. There are A, B, C, etc. And you may practice your mathematical knowledge by doing those problems. We have still something about 10 minutes left, so I think this last minutes you may calculate those problems, and I will walk around there and help if you have anything to ask. So, but I don't go to tomorrow for more forward. I stop the recording now and let's practice the last minutes of this lesson.